If you're in an FBA or ADOS cult, you can do more with your time than having genealogical pissing contests. Y'all are right-wing black folks who have nothing because your history is actively being stripped from you. And your identity is wrapped into who your ancestors used to be, but not who you are. What do you have? What do you own? Please point me to the nearest FBA or ADOS hospice. Please point me to the nearest ADOS or FBA chain of grocery stores. Don't have that, huh? Are you housing our folk? Do y'all have ADOS, FBA farmland, condominium, apartment complex, a tent, something? Your divisiveness is your short-sightedness because this Black American understands that Pan-Africanism is what's going to get us liberated and free. Knowing that Malcolm X had Caribbean roots, Marcus Garvey had immigrant roots, W.E.B. Du Bois was buried in Ghana, and whether from Kwame Ture to Assata Shakur, the Black radical tradition always stood behind the Black diaspora as a whole. And oh, that red and black flag that a lot of y'all like to wear in your profile, not you because you're probably a bot. My great uncle, Robert Bobby Stewart from Elizabeth, New Jersey, made the prototype for that. Genealogy, these
lady talking about how much she hate black people. Ooh, I love it. I love it because guess what? Motherfucker, I ain't no motherfucking African. Let me start off by saying you are some ugly motherfuckers. And everybody in the world thinks you motherfuckers are ugly. Maybe over there in Sudan or Ethiopia, but you motherfuckers that come to America are some ugly motherfuckers. Now let's start number 2. Every job I've worked with Africans, you motherfuckers are some of the laziest, slow-walkingest motherfuckers I've ever seen. And then you act like you don't understand shit. But let's get into it. The fucking Africans. First of all, your continent is owned by whites and fucking Chinese. You motherfuckers are over there walking on water with Jesus. You motherfuckers are some of the stupidest motherfuckers I've ever seen in my life. Now, as far as going to school and motherfucking getting your degrees, I'll give you that. But you come to America to do that shit. Go to your fucking African university. I did a paper in college called Nigerian Brain Drain. All them motherfuckers come over here and be doctors, get their degree and go back. So let me just say this. I'm not you motherfuckers. You motherfuckers sold us into slavery. You motherfuckers can't run your own.
And these are the only colors that should represent Juneteenth. The reason why I believe that, because I keep seeing this, or this. These are Pan-African colors, the Pan-African flag. This is the Pan-African flag. And I 100% believe that this is propaganda. This makes you feel like this is a foreign holiday. If you don't have the knowledge of this holiday, or its history, and you see these colors, you don't instantly think American. You don't think on the U.S. soil. You think distant, away from us. Red, white, and blue represents America. And it's funny how Juneteenth, despite the date happening just a few weeks after the assassination of Abraham Lincoln, right? We don't associate those two things together. Abraham Lincoln is considered one of the top American presidents and leaders. We don't associate Juneteenth with Abraham Lincoln, but I'm here to tell you that those things happen back to back to back. So when you don't use this flag and you use other colors, the psyche especially if you don't know the history, is this is distant. This is away from us. This is foreign. That's just my hot take.
The red, white, and blue.
I'm glad you say that. Yeah, I'm glad you said that, Lenny, because that's the reason. I said, hey, look, I knew about the Pan-African flag, and I knew there would be some controversy. There's some people who were saying, hey, we don't need another flag, no flag. Our ancestors made this country great. How's that one? They helped make this country great.
Facts.
Juneteenth, also known as Freedom Day, Jubilee Day, and Liberation Day, began on June 19, 1865. This date marks the moment when Major General Gordon Granger of the Union Army arrived in Galveston, Texas, and announced the end of chattel slavery in the United States, enforcing the Emancipation Proclamation, which had been issued by President Abraham Lincoln on January 1, 1863. The announcement took place in Galveston, Texas, which was one of the last holdouts of slavery with minimal Union presence to enforce the Emancipation Proclamation. It was only after the arrival of General Granger and his troops that the enslaved Black Americans in Texas were informed of their freedom. For Black Americans, Juneteenth is a day of profound significance, remembrance, and a day of commemoration. The announcement of freedom marked a pivotal moment in our long struggle for liberation and justice. While the end of chattel slavery represents a significant milestone, it also ushered in a complex period of transition. The newly freed individuals faced immense challenges, including securing employment, reuniting with family members, and integrating into a society that was still rife with prejudice and systemic inequalities, a feat that reigns on to this very day. Despite these obstacles, Juneteenth has been commemorated in the Black American community for centuries through family reunions, public ceremonial displays, and cultural pride. It became a time for Black Americans to honor our heritage, reflect on our journey, and celebrate our cultural and innovative contributions. The legacy of Juneteenth extends beyond the celebration of emancipation. It symbolizes the enduring pursuit of freedom and justice within the Black American community. The observance of Juneteenth has evolved over the years, gaining recognition and significance through federal observance in the United States, but has always been and remains to be a Black American staple. It serves as a reminder of the resilience and strength of Black Americans in our ongoing fight against oppression and quest for equality. Juneteenth's recognition as a federal holiday underscores its importance in American history. It acknowledges the causation, correlations, systemic injustices, and vestiges faced by Black Americans, and highlights the necessity of continued efforts towards achieving true freedom and liberation. From the resistance against the brutalities of slavery to the civil rights movement of the 21st century, the ongoing struggles against racial discrimination, and police brutality, the fight for equality remains a central theme. Juneteenth embodies this relentless spirit, reminding us of the progress made and the work that still lies ahead. It is a celebration of past victories and a call to action for future generations to continue the struggle for a more just and equitable society. Juneteenth is not just a commemoration of the end of chattel slavery in America, but a celebration of the enduring spirit and resilience of Black Americans. It stands as a testament to our unwavering commitment to freedom, justice, and equality, a commitment that continues to inspire and drive the quest for liberation in contemporary society, an integral part of the legacy left by our ancestors who laid the foundations for our resilient power, pursuit of freedom, liberation, and equality. For we are the seeds, the dreams the ancestors seen on their long days in the killing fields of America, that rooted deep into the soil and birthed a nation built by a people who refuse to this very day to cease.
I am
Black America.
a Black American freedman.
Sacrifice,
ancestors,
bloodline,
family,
No shame,
self-emancipation,
generations,
no guilt,
summer,
Juneteenth,
Lineage,
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 legacy,
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 liberation,
liberation,
liberation.
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 Black and free.
About moving to the state where we can actually move enough people there to take political control in a relatively short period of time, which is a few election cycles. That's what's really, really, really important. Because again, once people see it, the questions go out the door. You can't question it anymore because it's already happened. It's already a reality, and you can come and visit and check it out, of course, but there's no more questions. Partnering with the people who already are in the industries where we already spend money and moving those industries into the states that we want to move into is the most efficient way. Having small grocery stores that we can support, having small restaurants that we can support, until we can grow them out. We talk about Black majority states. We talk about taking the authority from the state, really focusing in on having state authority and having this discretionary power and control over budgets and control over laws and control over the judiciary, makes more tangible sense to people if they can allow themselves to believe that we're capable of doing that. I know we're capable of doing it. It's just a matter of helping people, giving them the empowering people is probably a better way to say it. Empowering people to allow themselves to believe that it's possible.